Okay, you want to get some arbitrary video and turn that into mocap data because you read MetaHuman video, little description here, and it said it can work from a local video source, either a webcam or a movie file, and you want to put them to put their money where their mouth is, basically. So you click it, you check out your devices, and all you can figure out is, hey, I can only point this at my webcams. What gives? Well, what gives is what they mean by working with a movie file is that you need to set up a media bundle asset in some kind of Unreal project. And this makes it a pretty poor fit for LiveLink Hub in my experience. You kind of need to, if you want to get that media bundle, pass it through an ingest pipeline in the LiveLink Hub that needs to operate with Unreal Engine, like a lot of the virtual production tools are built to operate under. And even if you do that, once you've got that media bundle file, you come here, you map it, it's available in this dropdown, you start running it, you discover, wait, I have no control over how this plays. I can't synchronize it with audio. Only thing I can do is really just set it to loop. And it's not trivial to change what file this thing is even pointing to. So if I wanted to have something that was flexible and dynamic and I could quickly send in real-time data from some kind of different video source or some kind of different audio source or something along those lines, it's just a poor fit for that problem overall. And that is my experience with it so far. So what I wanted to do was basically get away from all of that and come up with a better solution. And what I decided to do was lean on the capabilities that it has of working with a webcam and basically substitute a virtual webcam device instead. Something that gives me full control over what the source file is and makes it easy for me to control the playback and to get the audio and have things be synchronized. And I skip the ingest process entirely, don't require a full dependency on Unreal Engine, the whole 9 yards. So for me, the natural first step was to come to OBS here because they allow you to create independent sources and point these sources at different things. So in my case, I have this facecap source here. I want to turn it into facecap data, and I just have it pointed at an arbitrary Mozilla Firefox private browsing window here. So like, it could be anything. It could be pointing to VLC. It could be some other application that you have running on your computer. You could have text-to-speech coming from your stream if you were a streamer, those kinds of things. That is my arbitrary source. And what I want to do is I want to pass that in as a virtual webcam. So your first option is going to be to click that Start Virtual Camera button over here and hope that that works. And in a lot of contexts, that should work, but it doesn't work with Unreal. And the reason is the Unreal Media Framework is unable to detect that virtual webcam. You check the forums, you see other people have these same problems. You scratch your head and you say, okay, I need something else. One option is to try different applications entirely, get something else with a virtual webcam. And I tried Manycam. Manycam did work for this purpose, but I wanted to push this more in the direction of tools which were closer to industry standard, things that operated inside of OBS that I could mostly just lean on the OBS configuration because I know this is what people are used to and good at working with. So the direction that I took this was to instead go to NDI streaming, which is basically going to allow you to stream video and audio output from OBS if you use this distro AV plugin right here. Spit it out as an NDI stream and have a virtual webcam consume that NDI stream as your virtual webcam. I'm not going to show you how to install this plugin, but if you were to install this, you go into OBS now, and we've still got this facecap source. I just come here and I apply a filter. I go to the effect filters, and right here I have the dedicated NDI output. I click that, I apply it. You can name it and configure it however you'd like, but I've applied that to the facecap source here, and that's all it took to get this source, which I could point to anything, now streaming out as NDI output. And you need a virtual webcam to take that in, so you would get the NDI tools virtual webcam input. And this is the official tooling that they put out. It doesn't cost anything, but you may have to register to use it. So you get your hands on this NDI tools virtual webcam, and then you launch it, and what you get is basically 4 virtual webcams that you could configure and operate with. You click on one of them, and you see your device, which is streaming out the NDI output that you have. You click that to configure it to be for that specific virtual webcam. You go back into LiveLink Hub, and you see all of your NDI virtual webcams are available here. So you just set your MetaHuman video source or your MetaHuman audio source to point to that NDI source. You connect to it, and then you can come and go to monitor image just to confirm, and you see right here is my browser. And like I said, this could be anything at this point. I could point it to VLC, I could point it to a different game, I could point it to a movie, doesn't matter. For purposes of demonstration, I'll come over here and I'll set a video to go.
I was the kid. I was writing games when I was, 12, whatever. And the other kids in the block would say, I'm going to play quarterback for the Cowboys. And I'd be like, I'm going to make video games and everyone's going to play them. Like, you dork. Go back to the chess club. Who's laughing now? Yes, I was in the chess club.
Yeah, that's all it really takes to get going with arbitrary video sources. It's not too difficult, just takes a little bit of legwork in the initial setup, but once you have that, you can set up any kind of source that you want to work with. Anything that OBS can do, you can spit it out as NDI and you can pipe it in as mocap.